How's it going, guys? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another video. All right, if you guys love the information I provide to you all, go ahead and click the like button, and to get notified of whenever these videos come out, go ahead and click the subscribe button as well, so that you're notified of whenever another one of these videos come out. Now, the reason why liking and subscribing to this channel is so important is because there are so many people out there that need this information when it comes to real estate. They want to know what their first step is to doing any of this stuff. So by you doing your part, which is liking this video and subscribing to this video, you allow other people to have access to this information. So with that being said, go ahead and start it off. So today, we're going to be talking about what you're going to be covering as you are cold calling, okay? Now, there's a ton of scripts out there, but these are some of the most important things that you want to make sure you're covering as you are cold calling. Okay, now, we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So one, you want to get the condition of the property. Now, the difference between my channel and some of these other channels is they'll just leave it as, what is the condition? I want to give you some things that you can actually take away from this video and have your next cold calling session be your best cold calling session. So, number one, when you're talking about the condition of the property, these are some of the things you want to talk about. You want to talk about the roof, about how old is the roof, okay? Now, the typical shingled roof, they last about 20 to 30 years, okay? Now, if somebody's out here saying, oh, my roof is 22 years old, in your mind, you have to account for a replacement of the roof. Just know that, all right? Yes, it may be a 30-year-old roof, but if you're in Texas, it's probably on its last leg, right? So you wanna make sure that you're getting that information. About how old is the roof? You wanna ask them that question. All right, are there any foundation issues that you know of, okay? Foundation costs could be quite a bit, so you wanna ask that over the phone, all right? The AC unit, about how old is that unit? Again, you want to get an age for it so that you can have an idea of if it needs to be replaced or not. And a lot of times they'll tell you the age and they'll say, oh yeah, but it needs to be replaced. A lot of times they'll tell you that, especially being in Texas, it gets real hot here. So you want to make sure that your AC is working. You want it to work anywhere, but holy crap. The summers here are ridiculous, man. And then you want to ask them, have you done any updates to the kitchen or bathroom within the last 5 years? So their house may be in great condition, but everything's from 1972. Great condition, but 1972, right? Now, they may say, oh, this is fine, that's fine, this fine, that's fine. Okay, when is the last time you done remodeling? Oh, I've never done remodeling. House was made in 72. Okay, so though the house is in good condition, we still would have to bring it up to a 2022 standard or whatever year you're watching this video. So when you talk about condition, those are the things that you want to cover. All right, next up, you want to get the motivation. Now, the best way I get the motivation from people is by assuming something positive. You go through the condition of the property. Oh, it sounds like a great property. Are you looking to get a larger home? Are you looking to liquidate and get into a bigger asset? Are you looking, did you get a job out of town and you're moving to get a better job out of town? Saying these positive things, sometimes it is a good thing. They're like, oh, actually, I'm selling this so I can get a boat. Like, oh, okay, cool. But then there are other times where it's like, oh, no. My husband lost his job and we can't pay our mortgage. And it's like, oh, okay, sorry to hear about that. When you assume positive, they open up and they tell you like, oh, no, I'm not gonna be a fraud. This is what's really going on. But if you just ask, why do you want to sell the house? They're like, because I want to sell it. So you want to make sure that you're creating that dialogue and assuming positive so that they can tell you if it's actually a negative situation. All right. Number three, you want to check to see if there's equity. The best way to ask this question, very important. Don't say how much is left on the mortgage. They're going to say none of your business. Okay. The way you ask this is off the top of your head. I'm not sure if you know this, but off the top of your head, do you know about how much is left on a mortgage? They sometimes will still say none of your business, right? Because, people are people. But most of the people, they'll tell you, I think it's about 180, 190. They'll tell you a price range of what they remember. Because you're like, hey, off the top of your head, I'm not telling you to give me an exact number, but off the top of your head, about how much is left in a mortgage. They'll usually tell you from there. All right, next, you're gonna ask them, have you considered listing with an agent? Now, this is very scary for a lot of wholesalers. And I get it because I was that guy too, right? And I actually got this advice from Wholesaling Inc. Shout out to them, great folks. So the reasoning for this is because you want to understand why they're not going to the obvious first choice. You want to sell a house, you call an agent. Why are you having this discussion with me right now, right? So the way you ask that is, okay, have you considered listing with an agent? And usually they'll open up. I don't want to do that because I don't want to pay commissions. I don't want to do this because of whatever. They will do that, and they'll explain why the first obvious option is not the best option for them. I want to pay commissions. I want to get it done fast. I want to whatever. Or in some cases that I've had, I went through an agent and it didn't work out. Now I just want to get rid of the house. So ask them that question. You'll be surprised at the answers. All right. And next up, you want to have a range for the price point. So, okay, cool. Well, it sounds great. Was there a price that you considered for this property? Like a price range? Most time they'll say, well, what do you got, right? Some people they'll tell you, okay, well, I want this. Sometimes it's way over. Then you'll say, well, actually we're investors, so it have to be at a price point that would make sense for the both of us. Because of course, we're gonna be coming in and fixing up the property, and we wanna make sure we have room to be able to sell it afterwards. And so sometimes when you break it down to them like that, they understand. Sometimes not so much, right? But that's how you would break it down to them. And then from there, some people are adamant on getting a price range. They're like, hey, you need to give me a price because I'm not gonna tell you anything. Now, what I do is depending on the condition of the property, I would go ahead and give my range. Now, I have my Podio set up to where it gives a range based off of condition, but I say a good rule of thumb, if it's average, upkeep, whatever, like things that need to happen to the home, I'll do 0.65, 65% of this estimate. That's a good starting point. If it's a little worse, then I'll go about 60 to 55% if it's really bad, right? So if you go about 65% of that and then you tell them that number plus about 15,000, so it looks like we'll be able to offer you about 100 to 115. Once you say that, they're like, okay, that's not bad. All right, what do we do now, right? So if they accept that range, then from there it's okay, well, cool. Well, I do have an availability on Thursday at 2 p.m. Does that time of day work for you? All right, great. Well, I'll go ahead and lock you in here. I'll see you on Thursday at 2 p.m. And that's that last portion that you want to cover is an appointment day. Sometimes that range doesn't work for them. Like, oh no, I want 200,000 because the house across the street sold for 205 and they're updated. And so because mine's not updated, I'm gonna give y'all a break and sell it for 200. That happens, right? So what you'll do is like, okay, well, that doesn't work for us, but what we'll do is we'll keep in contact and we'll keep your information and hopefully we can make something work for you in the future. They'll probably cuss you out. It is what it is. But what you could also do is keep a list of the different people that you gave offers on, right? And then you would write down the offer that you gave them, send them a letter, right? And you would just continue to follow up with them. In some cases, you will get callbacks. They may cuss you out again, but I've had situations to where they receive the letter and months later, I get a call and they're ready to go. It's all right, if you come up 5,000, I'll sell it. It's like, done, right? So that's the things that you want to cover in your cold call. So let's run through them again. You want to get the condition of the property. What's that? Roof, foundation, AC, any updates that were done. All right. Number 2, you want to get the motivation. Assume positive so that they can tell you what's really going on. Number 3, you want to get the equity. Off the top of your head, do you know about how much is left on the mortgage? All right. Number 4, have you considered listing with an agent? And they'll tell you why they haven't. Number 5, get a price range. All right. Have you considered a price range for this property? And number 6, once you clear all that stuff, set an appointment, get in front of them, have them fall in love with you. And from there, it's just a matter of making sure that you're a right fit. If you are, get a property under contract and get that thing sold, all right? So thank y'all so much for watching another video. I greatly appreciate y'all spending the time and watching this information. I definitely spent a lot of time creating these videos, and it's great to see that more and more people are starting to watch these videos. So I greatly appreciate it. And for you all who have not gotten a deal yet, I can't wait for y'all to get your first deal. All right, y'all take care.